It's been called the deadliest attack in Iraq in 3 years. Central Baghdad was rocked by twin bombings. More than 30 lives have been lost, more than 100 people injured. In an election year for Iraq, this attack could just be a lead up to the vote. And with the US withdrawing military support from the country, Iraq's security remains its biggest challenge.
A huge open-air market in central Baghdad, teeming with people. Now cordoned off and strewn with bodies and blood-stained clothes. Thursday's attack is the deadliest in the Iraqi capital since January 2018. Over 30 lives have been lost. More than 100 people have been injured so far. Iraq's health ministry has mobilized medics as paramedics work to remove the casualties. According to an interior ministry statement, the first suicide bomber rushed into the market. He claimed to be sick. A crowd surrounded him. Then, when he detonated the explosives, the idea was to create maximum impact. Soon, people flocked around the victims. And on cue, a second attacker detonated his bomb.
We were there by the stands. One came, fell to the ground and started complaining. My stomach is hurting. And he pressed the detonator in his hand. It exploded immediately. People were torn to pieces. A lot of people were in it. Many people died and were injured.
No terror group has claimed responsibility so far, but the Iraqi military has hinted at ISIS.
The way and the enemy are clear. As far as I know, there is no official declaration, but for sure, maybe the terrorist organization Islamic State is behind this criminal incident.
The hardline Sunni Muslim group had earlier captured vast areas of Iraq. They imposed their own rule but were defeated in 2017 by Iraqi forces backed with US air power. The group's territorial defeat in 2017 meant an end to suicide bombings. Baghdad's last large-scale attack took place 2 years ago. That too at the Tehran Square, killing at least 27 people, which makes Thursday's twin bombings a significant marker. This could be in the lead-up to this year's election. It's in line with Iraq's record. Bombings and assassinations in the run-up to elections. Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kadhimi had originally set the election a year ahead of schedule. This was in response to widespread protests in 2019. But lately, authorities were in talks over rescheduling to October, only to give electoral authorities more time to register voters and new parties. Not to forget, it is the United States that was providing the bulk of force to Iraq, including training, drone surveillance, and airstrikes. But with only 2,500 US troops now left in Iraq, security remains the biggest challenge. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.